You know, it rained quite a bit yesterday, but today the sun is out and the players are ready to go for day number 3 of the Rocket League Championship Series Spring Major, live from London in the historic Copper Box Arena. Cannot wait to get this gameplay underway. I'm your host, Wavepunk. I've got a full panel of Rocket League experts here with me, and we are ready to get some more teams through to play in front of a crowd.
With Furia and a big match coming up with.
We do have a big match coming up. Let's take a look at the bracket and show you guys how things are evolving here. 3 days in, upper bracket. Wonderful teams. Man, it's such a big bracket. It takes forever for everything to come on in here. Moist and Optic have advanced to lower round 3, which is where the games start
tomorrow. Look at these sweeps, though. Can we talk? What is happening in this lower bracket? If I'm playing the next series and we lose game 1, I'm walking out because it's a 3-0. What is happening?
I can't believe I would want to root so hard for game 4, but that's where we're at this point.
Yep.
But Faze Clan Furia, there's a lot on the line for World Championship spots. Basically, like, if FaZe wins, we're done with World Championship spots. Everything gets clinched. MENA number 1 will clinch, NA number 4 will clinch, and Europe number 3 will clinch. So Sam will not get any teams in the top 8. They will only send 2 to the World Championship wildcard. If Furia wins, everyone's alive still. So there'll be 3 spots for 4 teams. So Sam number 1 will be in the mix, and it'll depend on where Furia goes. So if you want to race through the weekend, you want Furia, but for a lot of these regions, I bet they're hoping for FaZe right now.
And it's kind of surprising to me, knowing how good and how surprising Furia kind of always comes out. I feel like we always underestimate the South American region, but they always come out and surprise. And now to know that if FaZe takes them out right here, they're done. That, like, they have to go into the wild card. There's no automatic spots.
Not to add more pressure to the match, but it is all on the line here for Furia. Furia going to be taking on the Faze Clan to try and get an opportunity to play tomorrow. The story is the same all day here, Chad. If you're watching alongside every single one of these teams trying to get an opportunity to play in front of the crowd, and if you lose, you go home. 1 match short, Furia versus FaZe. Furia, Gregan, was a favorite in many analysts' minds to take the entire event, to make top 4 at least. Here, they're playing for their lives.
Yeah, it's the tournament of mechanical players, but not just mechanical players online, but can they do it on LAN? And these guys have shown they can. Out in LA, they showed it when they got to that crowd stage with different beasts. But at this stage, that player there, Yanks, he's the one we want to see popping off, creating goals, being creative with his mechanics.
They didn't really show up day number 1, Fury, but then I think that Gladiator series was the series that they needed. Just to dust off those cobwebs, just think, hang on a minute, we're back in the tournament. This is an international event. And that 9-0 game 3 in that sweep was all they needed. And I think that they can run with that momentum here against FaZe.
You know what I think they need? I think they need someone to break a headset. Last time they had the passion.
And they kick card.
Yeah, they did not care. Card was chucking everything, and that's exactly what I think they need. They need that passion. I need to hear them screaming. The South American teams always seem to have that energy that they bring in, and I think it carries them a long way.
And this is Furia's bracket because OC's gone. That was the only team. That was the only region that they had to worry about at this point. Furia, though, they're going up against the FaZe team. It's going to be very, very tough. But Furia, not only are they playing for a world main event spot for Sam, it would be their spot because they would be the number 1 team in Sam. So they could skip the entire wild card if they get a couple wins under their belt. So it all starts here. To prove you're one of the best, you got to beat one of the best in North America.
I just love that this has been the most international season of Rocket League to date, and it's going to continue that way. But a huge part of that for me, Gregan, has been this team Furia, the story that they have cemented, and the way that they have put themselves in the limelight. The fact that they could possibly be one of the 8 teams invited to the World Championship is huge.
Yeah, early on in these international tournaments, historically, it was clear out OCE, clear out SAM, get them done early on, and then see what North American, European teams would make it all the way. Whereas now we do have that genuine threat of a South American team, Middle Eastern team, even Oceanian teams. We're starting to see them take down giants. And that's what we love to see in Rocket League. Hopefully we'll start to see truly international tournaments in the future.
Yeah, and we talk about Yanks, but I'm looking at King Card. He really showed up so far this tournament, and he's my boy. I'm looking for him.
Well, on the other side of the pitch, FaZe, here in the lower bracket. Not where they wanted to be this early, but a team that has been, I would describe as streaky rolled is. This is a team that has very hot moments, but very low lows.
Very low lows indeed. I think there's a lot of expectations on them. Every single time they step out onto the pitch, we got Way, First Killer, and Sipical on this. I'm looking at First Killer. Yeah. Always looking at First Killer mechanically on the field, but he needs to step up in the leadership role big time for this team.
And I would argue there is no low lows for them because the low is a top 4 finish, like at a major. That's what their low is. First Killer comes in so confident. I remember Winter Major me and Turtle are waiting to do our interview, and First Killer's really confident. He's like, so what type of goal do you want me to score? I was like, you know, like a flip reset dribble bump. And he's like, all right, I'll try. Yeah, and like that's how he is. Going into a big game in front of a crowd, he does not care.
Exactly. They've just proven time and time again that this team, even though they've had an interrupted prep, there was talk they hadn't scrimmed for 2 weeks before this event, they are just super consistent. Although they're in the lower bracket, they haven't really shown any weaknesses so far. You always know what you're going to get with Faze Clan, and that's why they're always up in the upper part of the bracket.
Well, Furia versus Faze, one of them about to go home. We caught up with the players and got their thoughts on each other before the match.
I think Furia's weakness is just their aggression. Sometimes they're too fast and it's easy to play around that.
A gente é melhor que a Faze porque a gente joga mais em equipe do que eles.
We will win against Furia because we're just overall a better team with more practice.
Faze, vocês são muito bons, mas a gente veio para representar um país inteiro, então a gente vai dar nossa vida.
Good luck, you're gonna need it.
Faze, you are strong, but we came to represent a whole country. There's a power behind that line. Furia is confident coming into this match. They feel the weight of their region on their shoulders. And chat, you guys can tell us how you feel at home as well. I'd love to know how you guys are going. How does chat feel about it? We're very split on the desk and very split in chat as well.
Sir.
But Faze Clan are going to take the favorites here for the people at home. Let's get into the match. Hopefully this one going to be going the distance. Faze and Furia, one team going home, one team advancing to tomorrow. Furia trying to carry the hopes of the region. Faze trying to lock up the top 8 for Worlds. Let's get down to the pitch.
The last remaining team for South America. 3 Brazilians holding down the country as they take on the behemoths in Faze Clan.
It is going to be a very, very big task for either of these teams to take it to game 4, as far as we're all concerned. They just need to get that one, make sure it's not another sweep, but there are so many things riding on Europe right now. Faze Clan, we're all relying on them. There's a lot of Worlds implications from this series.
All we want to do is avoid a sweep. Once we've done that, we as an audience can be pleased. But for Furia, they want to do so much more than just compete in something that's at least a series that's going to fall. They want to be taking it to teams such as Faze Clan, who finally got their regional victory right at the end of the online split in North America.
And against K-Corp on day 1, Furia did not really look like their usual selves. Their mechanics were off. The team play really wasn't there. You didn't see Kaio at all, who was instrumental in their winter major run.
Equally, Faze Clan, they're doing the exact same thing. This is just so much aggression trying to bump into each other. 2 rutting stags.
Kaio in the air, and he got the double touch dunk right into the net. Furia on the board first.
An immediate reaction as well from the blue side of the pitch on those player cams. They're screaming, they're shouting, wiping those smiles off Faze Clan's faces.
After losing to Falcons yesterday.
That's Faze having to defend another Furia attack. Here they come. Another touch saved in front, but hanging it. And Yan is there to deliver the second goal.
2 in a minute 15, and Yan passing central up to Card. The double tap so scary that 2 Faze players felt like they had to defend it.
I'm getting Season 3 vibes here. The double tap's just undefendable right now from Faze Clan.
Yan, what an exciting player to watch as well. He seems to have almost burst onto the scene in the last couple of majors that they've managed to be here in. Passing across. Not even involved in that play.
I absolutely love that decision. The time seemed to slow down right here, thinking, what is Kaio going to do? Yan was there in the way as well, but Card made it the perfect choice.
And it meant that Typical had to slow down at that near post, so his momentum completely eliminated, isn't able to defend that bottom corner shot.
Thinking about strategy too much. They weren't having enough fun, and that was the problem. But here come Faze Clan, and finally AJ cracks it through for Faze.
That looked like no fun at all as First Killer tries to turn it on a little bit more. Typical faking out Card, and Kaio passes it dead center of that net, middle of the target.
World's better than he did on day 1. Not missing those touches, but you still gotta look out for Faze Clan. Another goal for Typical.
And an amazing assist. First Killer coming back down the pitch, receiving from Typical, tapping it. Into that top corner, you have to defend it, Card. There is no issue with his save, but that positioning from Typical is deadly.
Down 3 goals. Kaio, slight miss. The Card gets dunked. Just like that, First Killer ties up the game.
It's completely turned around here for Faze Clan, and this is just making the most of an enemy's mistake. Card didn't see First Killer there in his blind spot, and we're on as even.
And we go to overtime.
An unlikely overtime based on how this one started. Furia looked like they'd caught Faze Clan cold, but not to be in this game.
Yeah, the mentality from Faze to be able to work back and actually get those goals
It's
and
open.
get 3 of them.
It's
It's a
open.
chance to sip a goal. It's a top right slot, and Faze Clan, they steal game 1.
A completely open net. Yan jumps and tries to get to that ball, but he lost it so badly. First Killer beat him easily to the ball. Faze Clan scored 4 unanswered to beat Furia in game 1. And goals in a row. That doesn't look too good, but even in that, you know, I'm still thinking back to how they looked against K-Corp, and it wasn't good. They weren't even hitting their touches at all. At least they're getting to the ball and making that improvement. Now they just have to take the next step and try to tie this game up against Furia, or against Faze.
What I was so impressed with in that first game is we saw utter selflessness from Faze Clan.
Oh!
An absolute bouncing roller manages to work its way over the defensive line. It was AJ going to the backboard, and you see Card thinking, okay, there's going to be a power shot, far corner. He just bounces, and sometimes that simple shot is best.
He could have got that if he just double jumped as well. The backflip completely took him out of there.
Of the series so far. This one put up high. Furia underneath, off the bar. Card coming back in. Kaio, that's off the post. Shot, goal! Yan puts it in.
Finally managing to knock on the door 3 times in a row. Kaio going far post with a challenge off AJ. And then Yan sees that bottom right corner begging to be scored on.
Currently deadlocked 1-1.
I agree with you. The Sipical has been the most dangerous
got
player, but look at the finishing that AJ has as well. One pinpoint pass takes Furia's defense completely out of it. Look at this decision making. And it was Sipical as we were talking about it. And there's AJ with the finish.
Kyle has to see what's going on in midfield there.
And the fact that he's demoing and just trying to open up space for his teammates, that is when Faze Clan win.
And it's when Faze Clan can look their worst, when they are ignoring that, when First Killer is trying to do too much. It's not happening now, but Furia have earned themselves another goal.
Yeah, Faze unable to get a quality clear here as AJ losing the ball, and Yan saving that dodge to put it right into First Killer, forcing that bad touch, puts it out into space where Card is waiting for it, able to deliver the tying goal.
Faze Clan, this is the team that gets so itchy when they're trapped in defense, and Furia having to make them defend, especially with fakes like that. AJ puts it as far as he can. Card is there. Sipical from the goal line gets the save.
But there was a double commit on that save as well. They're trying to go for the counter attack. Very close, going just above the crossbar, but
on land, Furia gonna have to find that in the tank. Yeah, just might have done it. Faze out. A late lead for Furia.
41 seconds remaining, and Yan may well be a South American hero when he returns home, managing to sneak in front of that ball. It has an orange trail, but it only has a golden explosion.
Catch again at the end of regulation. Kaio works it back around. Ball over Card's head. Might be a chance for Faze here off the block. Back wall. Shot comes blocked, but it's still hanging in front of the box. Yan, the only player up. Gonna use the ceiling, but let it drop. Can Furia hang on to it? It's gotta touch the ground. It does, and for the first time today, we will not have a sweep.
Kaio, the hero that every single person in the Rocket League community needed. That save right at the death when it looked like Faze would equalize and send us to another overtime gets us, as you mentioned, 1-1 in the series. I could cry, it's beautiful.
The beauty of seeing 2-1s next to each other and not just a 1-0, 2-0, 3-0.
This feels much more like Rocket League.
Oh, this is lovely.
Lower bracket, you have to have a good mentality, and I think even in the little snapshots of their mentality that we've seen so far in this series, we've seen Faze go 3 goals down, come back and win the game. We've seen Furia go behind, come back and win the game. This is the lower bracket. Whoever loses this is out of the Spring Major and won't get to play in front of the crowd, and they are both battling, which is what we need them to do.
Fake kickoff by Furia to start it off. Card wants to make a statement early. Can he do it? Puts it underneath, but can't get the dunk. Not over. Kyle puts it over, and AJ can push it back to the corner. But again, Furia trying to keep things mixed up against Faze and keep things unpredictable.
This is such a good 0-0 though. So many chances, so many insightful attacks. First Killer, maybe he's going to break it. No, Yan again with the save. Kaio's underneath the ball, but only as far as Sipical, and Yan just takes that extra split second so his clearance is good
What
as
a
it can
touch
be.
there from Yan,
And
right
wait
in
a
the
minute.
card.
How did Yan get that pass, going for the backflip, perfectly up high in the position of the path of the defending player? There was
relief. They push it back, still locked, 0-0 with under a minute. Yeah, under attack, and Sipical drives the dagger.
Sipical with 40 seconds remaining on the left wing, has a quick check left and just ends up pumping it right. Nobody back to defend at the death of the game.
Kyle able to get there in time. Now Yan hitting the hurry up button. Here he comes down the field. Sipical takes it away. Kyle pass in front to Card. Hard shot! Oh, what a name off the bar! Yan back to Kyle! Goal!
20 seconds. We thought it was going to be a lockdown stalemate, but instead it erupts into a shootathon. Yan Central, Kaio to sink it.
I'm just falling in love with this match, though. From that save from First Killer, again, composure on the attack.
Midfield, Card's got the first look. Yeah, not a lot of boost, neither does Kaio. Oh, but he makes it work! It's across the box! All of Faze trying to get the ball out. It bounces high off the corner. Where's Furia? There's Yan, got underneath on the reset. Got the door! And Furia taking the lead in the series!
Standing tall in the middle of the cameras, Card rises to his feet as again the savior, Yan with the assist, and that teamwork is what may well make the dream work. Furia 2-1 in the series.
You can just never count out Yan from a play. The two Faze defenders, they thought he was done, but he bundled it towards his teammate, and it was the good finish, and look at that. The eyebrow raised as well.
I don't think I've ever seen Card bounce.
He's feeling it, man. You cannot count them out for a second to come back into this one.
Also, it would be very, very RLCS to go for 18-0 in terms of these series
Game
that
5
we're seeing,
overtime.
and then we see a Game 5 between two of the biggest, most passionate orgs here.
You know, that would be absolutely amazing. But Furia, they've started strong. I mean, really, Faze. Most teams would crumble after getting bodied 4 goals when you had a 3-goal lead. Most teams would crumble in that scenario, especially in a major where everything has been sweeps. But Furia they've broken that mold and they're in position to win.
The speed again from Yan there, so fast in the end. The Faze break through. It's simple out of nowhere, and it's Yan who got himself back. Saves Furia for another day.
Choreographing the save from the sidewall, managing to dive in front, and still Faze Clan unable to score. Card there waiting, ready to poach the first on Utopia.
That's typical.
It wasn't the best pass, but it wasn't the best finish, but the pass was absolutely excellent. Down the other end, there's Typical though.
Typical not needing a pass there, it gets sent long by himself. He finds himself on that left wall, to the floor, and then to the net. I love just the flicking of the camera. Just turns it onto ball cam, off from ball cam, has that pure vision around.
Furia still playing their own game though. Some disgusting free jumps every time Faze come forward, and what it leads to is a passing play.
A tying goal for Yan. Again, he's had enough of these assists. He wants his name up in lights, and they are beaming.
Furia tying up the game. Faze Clan. It has been a battle, and the desk, you know, most of them felt fairly confident. Greg even saying Faze Clan's default is good enough to beat Furia, but Furia are pushing the mold on the expectation of this team.
Yourself, you know, we all know you're a fanboy, but Faze, they're so good first. Got the first touch, the second one as well. Can he get the third over the top of Card? First Killer can be undefendable.
First Killer does it all in the midfield. He goes to the ground, flicks it high, and then punishes.
How many times have we seen First Killer 1v3? I need the stat check. It's got to be in at least the 50s.
Floor, they both challenge at different heights, and there was no avenue for Furia to attack through. Difficulty shoot, Yan to save, AJ to follow up, and Faze Clan to get clear by 2.
They won the game 5, and AJ saw it coming. Excellent job from Faze Clan, withstanding any kind of attempt Furia had on offense and killing them on the push.
First Killer playing pure sacrificial lamb there. Just being, you can bump me, I don't care, my teammates are sick, they're going to score on you boys.
Furia can score in the next 10 seconds or so. They have an attack, so can they do it?
Nice little wall dash from Yan, and they just might put that clock on ice cold.
Oh, it suddenly gets very nervy for Faze Clan, just when they were maybe starting to settle down and compose themselves for Champions Field. Furia dragged them right back to Utopia.
Suddenly, a gigantic, ominous question mark floats above Utopia. Are Furia going to be the answer?
Another fake kickoff.
Brilliant. Love that.
They started off game 3 that way. Kyle.
So much space.
He gets the 50. He has Yan on the wing. If he can find him, but Faze are covering the net. Go-ahead goal heading into game 5.
I mean, that's just cheating at this point. That is their free goal. Every time one of them fakes an edge and when somebody else nips in, Furia go, wait, that's not fair. That's not what you said you were going to do. Come on, play fair.
I love that the meta is shifting to that as well, where you see the air dribble, but now it's not, is he going to flip reset or not? Now it's, is he even going to hit the ball next, or will there just be a snipe down underneath it? And there are no timeouts that Furia are able to take here. We're not at that stage in the competition yet, but we are at the stage for a game number 5.
I told you we ran out of brooms. Okay? So obviously this had to go to game 5. A lot of people talking about this game. There's a lot of confidence in Faze Clan. Furia, now they have to respond. Faze, all the momentum heading into the game.
With pretty much any other team in the world right now, I'd be saying, okay, going into game 5, will they play the same way? Will they show the same bravery? But Faze Clan, we know they will. Those fates are going to keep on coming. Furia have to deal with them here.
I forgot this map existed. Champions Field. And here we are, Furia. Putting Brazil on the line.
I've missed that announcer, Joby.
I think we all did. I can't wait to get back to the crowd. That'll be great to hear. It's typical. Gonna pop that one up, but Yan wins that touch in midfield, and it has been a tough battle in the air on these 50s. Not a lot of boost here for Yan. It's Furia trying to get set up.
The last time we saw Champions Field was back when it was Space Station versus Pioneers when they got reverse swept, and that was on Wednesday.
Oh. Well, it was worth the wait, though. A goal like that from Yan. Beautiful finish.
Excellent job from Furia here. You see in front, trying to get the bump right off a typical. See you later. And Kaio getting a little physical.
The every player and forcing 2 players to attack him. It wasn't quite enough though. The angle not there.
I was certain that it would be, but Yan has a free shot. First killer's just tracking back as fast as he can, and Yan is going to punish Faze.
This was just a cavalcade of mishaps in front. You see a dump off right to Yan, and first killer, he was in the middle of a flip when that hit happened in front of Yan.
No boost as well for first killer. He was just completely stranded there.
And it was AJ just sending it into the middle, inviting the second goal for Furia, who are looking outstanding on Champions Field.
Well, you cannot rest your laurels on a 2 or even a 3-goal lead.
Nope.
Faze have already been in this position once in this series. Well, they can absolutely come back. Plenty of time on the clock. Is
typical central
Yan again.
for Yan to intercept. This time AJ does have boost, only 50 though, and the attack continues. Card smashes it home.
Card brings the ace out of his sleeve, smashes that one into the back of the net.
In the middle camera, Card is shouting across her Faze Clan with his teammates, telling them Furia are here, South America are battling through the lowers.
Furia heating up like the middle of a nuclear fusion reactor. Here they come again. Yan trying to keep it away from Typical. But it's killed, and first killer's got the chance. This is exactly the position they were at this time in game number 1. Can Faze do it again? The Furia, they've got the momentum. They just got to hang on.
This is such a key phase in this game right now. Every clearance that Furia make, a massive moment for themselves because they will expect Faze to score at some point. How long can they hold out for?
Coming forward, Typical also sitting on the wing. He's got the catch, and it's taken away again by none other than Yan! Furia see the light, and they're moving forward!
To his feet, Card rises for the second time, potentially sealing the fate of Faze Clan. The lower bracket is brutal, and Furia are furious.
A dunk for all of South America right there. The pressure they put on themselves to represent their region and their country. So far, they're managing it. Faze Clan need 4. They might have 1 here.
They get the first. Hey, I just scored 4 last time. They went to overtime. I still think it's like miracle mode right now for Faze to score 4 within a minute 20.
If it's miracle mode, all you need to rely on is God in the center of Faze Clan's desk.
Great. This is so nervy. Oh, I get it.
Yeah, Cole, you're like rubbing your hands right here. You're not sure what's going to happen. 2! Here it comes. Faze, they've gotten back on their wheels. 2 more to go.
It's a mountain. What else are they for if not to be climbed?
Oh my goodness. Suddenly 2 goals in 78 seconds seems very, very doable for Faze.
He wanted the pass, he wanted the shot. I couldn't even tell it was so weak. 10 seconds left. Back in the corner. Can Furia do it? Can they take down Faze? Another shot. Saved by King Kong.
That's it.
Up again.
They're up.
No time left. Bono Furia. They have done it. They've taken down Faze Clan. Onwards in the tournament.
North America lose a team. It has been a long time coming, and to their neighbors at that. There are 4 men on the stage right now that are proud, but there are millions at home who have rallied behind them for this very moment.
Optic Gaming await in lower round 3, but for Furia, they're up, they're celebrating. That can be worried about later. This is their moment, and my goodness, Joby, did they have to battle to earn it.
And if you're Faze, it's gotta hurt You know, it didn't start out the way you wanted. You played a tough series against Falcons, where a lot of people are saying are the favorites in this tournament. And then you come up against Furia, who didn't look good at the start of the week and have turned it around massively. I can't speak enough to how Yan has played in the series.
And Faze, they've been the brunt of the emerging regions. They've had to take it in from full force from Falcons, and then Furia face up against them as well. It has been harsh, it has been a horrible road, but my word, we are seeing some absolutely substantial talent coming out.
Faze not the only team who've had that, by the way, can I
Look
just
at
say?
that.